Hello and welcome to the MLB main slate breakdown for July 15th. We have a 10-game slate today. The Giants and Rockies have a doubleheader, so their lineups could change and come late. There is some rain potential for the Pirates versus Cardinals game. So starting off with pitchers, there are 4 guys that are above 10K today. Luis Castillo is 11.8K versus the Cubs. He seems a bit pricey here. He has the strikeout upside, but he's been pretty inconsistent and isn't as good when he's away. Last time he did face the Cubs on the 29th of June, and he got 22 DK points, which is alright, but they're just other pitchers that can get you that at much cheaper prices. Lucas Giolito's 11.2. It's a terrific matchup for him. He's dominated the Royals this season. He hasn't been good as good lately, but he's faced some of the tougher teams. But then he's also dominated some good hitting teams early on, so this probably is just a fluke. But again, not somebody that I'm going to be targeting too much, but definitely a guy I'll probably have more than Castillo. Clayton Kershaw, he isn't the same pitcher as he once was. The strikeouts aren't there, and this is a pretty good hitting team in Philadelphia. Blake Snell has struggled this season, including against the Yankees here. So this is a tough matchup for him, and he's just not really somebody I want to be paying 10K for. Kyle Hendricks, he's 9.5, which is just too expensive for him. He struggles to get strikeouts. He's just not the type of pitcher, so not somebody I want to pay for. James Paxton is the first guy that I think is pretty interesting. He's been, he actually hasn't been that good, but we know that he's a good pitcher. There are definitely strikeouts in this Tampa Bay Rays lineup. He's been healthy for a while now, so he should be able to get his 100 pitches in. His 9.3K does give you some nice upside. Josh James is just opening. Griffin Canning, he's 9K. He's a solid pitcher, but the Astros are just a tough lineup. Zach Eflin, he's been struggling recently, and you combine the fact that this is a matchup against the Dodgers, so I'm just going to be avoiding that. Miles Mikolas, he's not a good fantasy pitcher. We know that he doesn't get a lot of Ks. He relies more so on control and weak contact, so he's just not worth the 8K. Adam Plutko, 7.8K. Very nice matchup for him, but I don't think he's that great of a pitcher. He also doesn't really go deep. And then Jacob Junis, he's 7.5K. He isn't that appealing. He's actually given up a lot of homers, and there's definitely power in this White Sox lineup. Max Fried, 7.2K. He has a very tough matchup. The Brewers can just hit lefties just as fine as they do righties. Another tough matchup for Trent Thornton here. Rick Porcello, a little bit intriguing because he's only 6.3K. He's much cheaper than he has been this season. He's just not that great of a pitcher, but it's a nice matchup against the Blue Jays. He's pitching at home, and they're a team that does strike out. Porcello is much cheaper, and this is just more so of a guy that you pick to pay up for bats. Joe Musgrove, another guy, just like Porcello, he's cheap. He's not that great, but the Cardinals offense has been pretty bad this year, and they're also very righty heavy. Musgrove struggles more so with the lefties. Adrian Hauser and Gonzalez, both of them, they're not really great pitchers. Also very tough matchups for them. For Gonzalez, more so because he's in Coors. And then Framber Valdez, he's interesting because he's only 4.6K. And since he's the long reliever here, he's going to be automatically eligible to get the win if the Astros do take the lead when he's on the mound, or when they get in the first inning, if they do that. But Mike Trout, he did leave Sunday's game with calf tightness, and it seems like Trout will miss this game. He's getting an MRI, and they're probably going to try to take it easy with him, so he's probably out. But regardless if he is out or not, the Angels just don't really strike out. But without Trout, it's a huge loss, and that's going to affect everyone in the Angels lineup. Valdez isn't a guy that's going to go too deep into the games, as we've seen before, but he's also only 4.6K, so it gives you a lot of just flexibility with the rest of your lineup. Derek Rodriguez, he's an alright pitcher, but again, it's Coors, so not somebody I want to really target. And then lastly, Daniel Norris. He's the cheapest guy for this slate, but he's actually a guy that I actually really like today. If you look at how the Indians have been against lefty pitching, they've actually are last in team batting average versus lefties, hitting only 231 on the season. They also only slug 382, which is bottom in the league, and Norris is only 4,200. He's going to get at least 5 innings in, and there are some strikeouts against the Indians, and I actually rostered him last time versus the Indians, and he got 15 points at 5,500, so if you can get like really 10 DK points at 4,200, you're going to be fine since you'll be stacked with all the bats. So my favorite pitchers are going to be James Paxton and Daniel Norris as of now. On the bats for catcher, really nothing sticks out. Gary Sanchez and Yasmani Grandal, usually the two guys that you want, but there aren't really in must-have spots for today. I'll probably just fill the rest of my lineup out and see what I have left for catcher. But I'm looking at Grandal, James McCann, and then Matt Wieters and Robinson Chirinos. For first base, the play is Brandon Belt, 4,400 cores. We know he's got power, and he plays in San Francisco, and we know how great of a pitcher's ballpark that is. So Brandon Belt here, he's going to be facing a righty at cores. Very affordable. Last 3 years, Belt is batting .321 with 4 homers and 87 at-bats at cores. So very good numbers there. And next, Daniel Murphy. He's more expensive. Again, another cores bat. Freddie Freeman in a very good spot against Adrian Hauser here. Miller Park is very hitter-friendly, especially for the lefties. Jose Abreu against Jake Junis. This is a very good spot for a home run. Joey Votto, he's very cheap against Kyle Hendricks at 3,400 here. He's actually batted .417 with 3 homers lifetime versus Hendricks. Very good BVP numbers if you're into that. But for first base, it's Brandon Belt here. Second base, there's Ryan McMahon for the core stack if you're into that. And then there's Max Muncy and Michael Chavis for game stacks, or for just team stacks. And then Derek Dietrich and Scooter Gennett are both very cheap. They're 3.4 for Dietrich and then 3.1K for Scooter against Kyle Hendricks. The Reds team's just very underpriced, probably because they were playing at cores this past series. But the matchup isn't that great, so maybe using one of them is enough if you really need the savings, but I don't think you really do here if you're going to go down for pitching. And really the play for second, it's Jose Altuve. He's 3.8K against Griffin Canning. It isn't the greatest matchup, but he's just been very hot recently, and we know he's a terrific hitter. He's not the same, but 3.8K is just pretty ridiculous for a guy like Jose Altuve. So Altuve is the cash play for second, and then on to third. I like Devers and Arenado for the expensive ones. Moncada, actually, I really like because I think he's going to go overlooked. He's in a terrific spot versus Jake Junis. He's much better batting from the left side, and Junis does give up a lot of long balls. Justin Turner, he's another guy. He's 4.3K, price right, but he allows you to fill out a Dodger stack. Something interesting to note for the Dodgers is that teams who play on Sunday Night Baseball don't do as well if they play the following Monday. So usually they actually have a better, or they're just worse off. They lose more games and their hitting isn't as great. They don't score as many runs. I don't remember the exact stat, but it's pretty drastic, and I remember ESPN just bringing it up over the years. It's not something that will factor in too much, but Turner's not a must-play either way. Yuli Gurriel, 4.2K. This man is on fire. He's too cheap at 4,200. Again, Canning isn't something that you want to target, but this man is on fire, and he's probably going to be pretty popular because of that. He's also cheaper than usual. And then next, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 3.8K. It's a nice matchup for him, Rick Porcello, and he's just cheap. Jaime Candelario, 3.8K. He's been hitting very well since he's been called up. He's hit righties better, and he actually gets to face one in Adam Plutko here, and I think he will definitely go very low owned. And then Matt Carpenter, again, 3.8K. He's just had a very poor season, but Joe Musgrove struggles against lefties, and Carpenter, he's just pretty cheap, 3.8K for him. And then on to shortstop, Trevor Story at the top. He's the guy, but he's very expensive here. So if you can't get to him, I think Xander Bogaerts at 5.3K is excellent as well, but I would prefer Story since they're only $200 apart. If we're going down, I like Corey Seager, 4.2K, as well as Brandon Crawford here, 3.9K, or 3.7K, excuse me. I think both of these guys are excellent to use in cash. Seager is very affordable at 4.2 because Eflin does struggle versus lefty hitting, and then Crawford, another course bat, and he's only 3.7K, and Gonzalez hasn't really been that great of a major league pitcher. So I'll put Brandon Crawford in for now. Outfield, there's Charlie Blackmon, David Dahl, two of the best bats of the entire slate. And then this makes Mookie Betts and JD Martinez excellent contrarian ways, actually, to pivot off of Blackmon and Dahl. They should be lower owned. Other Red Sox like Benintendi and Jack Bradley Jr. are cheaper ways to get some Red Sox exposures. And then Cody Bellinger, another expensive guy, and Jock Peterson. They are in terrific spots against Eflin, and they should be low owned too, because of course AJ Pollock is also another option. He's all the way down at 3,400, and he's just healthy now, so he's good to go. He should be in the lineup. And then the Astros, we have Gordon Alvarez, a lot of outfielders here. George Springer, Michael Brantley, Josh Reddick, all of them probably will be overlooked because of, they're playing in Anaheim. Against Griffin Canning. The Astros, we know, are one of the best offenses, and the Angels do not have a good bullpen, so if they can get to Canning, this stat could definitely go off. On the other side, we have Justin Upton, 3.7K. He's going up against Framber Valdez after the opener, and he's just too cheap at 3.7K. But again, Trout probably will be out this game, so Upton's pitch quality will be affected a lot. It's probably going to be worse than usual. And then Eloy Jimenez at 4K against Jake Junis, another great spot to homer for him. And Jordan Luplow, even though I'm on Daniel Norris, if you want to play a one-off, you want an Indian, you just want someone cheap, Jordan Luplow hits lefties very well. He's hit 309 against them with 8 homers on the season. And then for Brewers, there's Ryan Braun, Lorenzo Cain. Both of those righties get to face a lefty. And then overall, I do like Charlie Blackmon and then David Dahl because I can get to him because I am paying down. So these are the guys that I really like. 2 pitchers, 5 hitters. So if you guys enjoyed the video, you like the plays, you like the advice that I have, please leave a like on the video, and also please subscribe to the channel for more future videos on breakdowns for all daily fantasy sports. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.